In this video of our multi-video seller series, we shall look at the repatriation of a seller's proceeds back to the seller's home country. So the home has almost sold and the seller is faced with the dilemma of deciding what will be the best way to place the funds into a bank account back home. Here are 4 points to consider when making a decision on the repatriation of funds.
Number 1. The US Patriots Act. The US Patriots Act was enacted on October 26, 2001, in response to the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. Under the Patriots Act, banks have an obligation by law to prevent money laundering from happening on their customers' account. Money laundering is the practice of making money that was gained from criminal means, such as smuggling and selling weapons or drugs, look as though it came from a legitimate business activity. By passing money through complex transactions or through a series of businesses, the money is cleaned of its illegitimate origin and made to appear as legitimate business profits.
Number 2. The effect of the Patriots Act on foreign sellers. So what is the effect of the Patriots Act on sellers who are selling from abroad? In a lot of banks, that means having to be present in person to initiate a wire transfer to a foreign bank. This could mean that a seller, having had a closing company wire the proceeds to their US bank, is now having to come over to the US post-closing to initiate the wire transfer in person at the US bank so that they can receive the funds in their home country bank. In fact, we have had one Norwegian seller have to do exactly that on not heeding our advice.
Number 3. Money exchange companies. The way for a seller to avoid having his or her funds held up in a US bank is to use a money exchange company. By setting up an account in advance of closing with a money exchange company, the seller is able to have the closing company wire his or her funds straight into that account. Then, all the seller needs to do is call the exchange company to initiate the wire transfer from dollars into his or her home country bank in the home country currency. This process ensures for a safe transit of funds and an exchange performed at a competitive rate of exchange. It also avoids using home country high street banks for this process, as the fees tend to be higher and the rate of exchange not as competitive. For those sellers needing a recommendation to a money exchange company, we are able to provide an excellent one.
Number 4. Closing a US bank account. Once a seller is sure that he or she will have no further use for the US bank account, as the seller has already received all the check refunds from the insurance, management and utility companies and from the seller's lender emptying the escrow account, the seller is now able to give thought to closing that account. The best way to transfer those remaining funds in that US account to a home country bank is to write a check for the amount in the bank account and send the check to the exchange company, who will be able to deposit that amount in the seller's account. The seller may then go ahead and contact the money exchange company and book the exchange, which will place those funds in the seller's homeland high street bank, again at a good exchange rate and with minimum fees.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out the rest of the videos in our seller series.